And welcome into Palm Springs Stadium between the fun playoff battle on hand between the number 4 seed Chill and the number 5 seed Haymakers. I'm Vince Hesbrick. Glad you're with us. Glad the audio's with us. Right now it's Shane Flynn batting for the Chill after Cameron Washington got a leadoff single and Matt Rodania struck out. We saw the Haymakers bat in the top of one. First two got out. 3 straight reached. Isaiah Martin flew out to right with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Swinging a foul from Flynn. Flynn's hitting third in this lineup. Cam Washington hitting first. Matt Rodania second. Behind him, it's Noah McCarty, Clark Eamon, Amari Quinn, Connor Freeze, Daniel Baptista, Indio Pavio Picot, and Cameron Buck rounds out the Chill order. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Tyler Kennedy on the ground. This is going to be a tough play, and it gets through for a base hit. Washington makes the turn. He's heading home. He is safe, and the Chill take the lead. And Shane Flynn, he's going to advance all the way to third. No throw. He's in there. The 4 seed Chill taking an early lead. Noah McCarty, the cleanup hitter, coming up with a man at third, 1 out. For the Haymakers, it's Gino Bianco at third. Jacob Korselman came up just short in that diving effort. Philip Swinford at second. Andre Londeros at first. Isaiah Martin behind the dish. The outfield, John Guerrero, Tyler Crawford, Miles Washington in that order. First pitch to McCarty, slowly on the ground. They will keep the runner back. They're going to say it's a foul ball, actually, off the foot of McCarty. Or will he touch the bag for an out? The umps are going to have a discussion. It seemed like McCarty thinks a hit off his foot. That was moving a lot for a foul ball, though. It seemed like kind of a half-hearted jog home from Shane Flynn as well. The Chill come in as the 4 seed in the PSCL playoffs. Haymakers number 5. 2 evenly matched squads. And I think it will be a foul ball. Now, the most important thing is you get it right. Now here's Noah McCarty. Down 0-1 to Tyler Kennedy, pardon me. Oh, 1 from Kennedy. Outside count even. Noah McCarty hitting .375 for the season. .500 on base percentage. He's got Shane Flynn at third. 1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike. Now the 1-2. Got him. It gets away. Runner's going to come home. This might be a play at the plate. No throw, and the Chill get on again. It's a strikeout for Noah McCarty, but he will head to first on the wild pitch, and the run will score. Shane Flynn touches home. And the Chill now eyeing up the chance to break this game open. Already leading 2-0. Noah McCarty at first. Here's Clark Eamon, another all-star. Eamon takes the first pitch outside for a ball. So if you've been a fan of the Chill this whole season, you're probably not too familiar with the name Clark Eamon. So there are 8 teams that make the PSCO playoffs, but there's 9 teams overall. 1-0 pitch, swing and a foul. So the Bootleggers were the 9 seed. That meant that they were not able to participate in the playoffs. But that also doesn't mean that the league was going to let their players miss out on the opportunity to play in the playoffs. So the other teams got to pick players from the Bootlegger squad to participate on their roster. Uh-oh, runner on the move. They got him picked off. An early jump. McCarty sliding around back to first. The tag is applied for out number 2. So now the former Bootlegger is in a 1-1 count. Nobody on. His team leads 2-0. And Eamon was the guy that the Chill selected to be part of their roster. It's kind of surprising that Clark lasted this long, given his stat line. They picked in reverse order, so the Chill had the 5th pick in the draft as the 4 seed. 1-1 on the outside for a strike. Clark Eamon hitting .448 on the year, .328 on base percentage, and 29 at bats. 1-2. We'll do it again. Two now. Already seen 2 games so far today. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Lumberjacks were in a pretty fierce battle against the 8 seed Coyotes. It was tied at 3 going into the bottom of 5. The Lumberjacks scored 2. That made it 5-3. Then the next time they were up, they scored 6, 11-3, the final. Number 1 seed moving on. And the winner of this game will play the Jacks. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a slow roller. This will be a tough play. Bianco charges into first. Did they get him? Yes! Eamon thinks he legged it out, but that was a terrific play from Gino Bianco to get him by just a half step. So the Chill are robbed of a base hit, but they score 2 runs in the bottom of the... Okay, I'm ready to come back.
3, 2, 1.
Brock Worthgen leading things off for the Haymakers in the top of the second. Vince Hesprick, glad to have you with us for this edition of the PSCL playoffs. The Haymakers are the number 5 seed. They're behind 2-0 to the number 4 seed Chill. And we've seen some crazy results. Like we were saying in the last inning, the number 1 seed Lumberjacks took care of business 11-3 despite a valiant effort from the 8 seed Coyotes. The big upset of the day, though, the 7 seed Blue Sox take down the number 2 seed Bombers, a score of 11-6. Jimmy Johnson's squad gets it done, pulls off the upset. And the third game we have going on is the Grizzly against the North Stars. And we can already give you an update on that one. The North Stars just hit a grand slam. It is 6-1 in the bottom of 2. And the winner of that game will play the Blue Sox tomorrow. Gale Martinez on the hill for the Chill. First pitch a strike to Brock Worthgen. And Martinez has been the definitive ace for this Chill squad. 3.76 ERA coming in 26 in a third innings, making his 9th appearance of the year. The count 1-1 to Brock Worthgen, hitting .500 overall, but in a limited sample size, has only played 4 games. Or batted in 4 games, I should say. 1-1, inside 2-1. Bouncer to short. Indio Pavio Picot to first. Pulls him off the bag, but the tag is applied by Noah McCarty for out number 1. When the screws tighten in the playoffs, defense is going to be oh so valuable. The Lumberjacks, the reason why that was a game against the Coyotes is they were charged with 5 errors throughout the game. But the defense came up big when it counted, just enough times to keep the Coyotes in check, and then the offense ran away with it. Philip Swinford the third. First pitch, drive up the middle, and Washington slides in and makes the catch. Cameron Washington, the all-star. He needed a great jump to even get a chance at that one. Seemed like that classic up-the-middle single. But instead, it's taken away from Philip Swinford, and Andre Landros comes up. Landros, the 9-hitter for the Bootleggers. First pitch of ball. Landros is great at drawing walks. 30 plate appearances, he has 5. Also been hit by 3 pitches, 2-0. Still just 1 hit on the year, known for his defense more than his bat. And we'll see if he swings big ahead 2-0 on Gale Martinez. Takes a strike on the outside, 82 miles an hour from Martinez. Two outs, nobody on. 2-1 pitch, 3-1. Jacob Korselman at the top of the Haymakers order, looking for an at-bat with a man on. Hitters count. And it's a 5-pitch walk to Andre Landros. Landros proves his discipline again. Up comes Jacob Korselman. He led off this game by striking out in the first. .279 hitter, but a .407 on-base percentage. 10 RBIs. That's tied with Tyler Crawford for the team lead. First pitch in there for a strike. Korselman from Ellsworth Community College. Playing shortstop today. Down 0-2. That was the slider from Gale Martinez. Great pitch, a lot of break on it. Up and in. In the dirt, 1-2. Wonder if Landros might think about taking off with 2 outs. He is a first baseman. Back to first. Martinez. Little flip to first base, and the inning is over. So a 2-out walk from Andre Landros, but Jacob Korselman grounds out, and the Chill are heading up with a 2. Amari Quinn leading off the bottom of the second for the number 4 seed Chill. It's the third of 4 games in the PSCL playoffs. It's the first round. Lumberjacks and Blue Sox have both advanced. The winner of the 5 seed Haymakers versus 4 seed Chill game going on right now will play the Lumberjacks tomorrow. Second pitch from Tyler Kennedy off the plate for a ball. In there at 80 on the outside. Amari Quinn, a 3.67 hitter. Roped foul down the right field line. Quinn's the best hitter on this team from an OPS standpoint. There's a lot of top-line talent. 1-2 into left field, down for a base hit. Amari Quinn's aboard as the leadoff base runner. And one man on, nobody out for Connor Freeze. Stung that at 94 off the bat, dropped in front of John Guerrero, the left fielder. Connor Freeze due up next for the Chill, hitting .273, .390 on base percentage. The Chill, like many of the teams in this league, very good at getting aboard. A .433 on base percentage. Look over at first. Back safely is Quinn. Amari has 5 stolen bases on the year, has been caught stealing once. This Chill team, they will run all over the base paths. 66 stolen bases on the year, have been caught stealing just 7 times. Between Indio, Pavio, Picard, and Cameron Washington, that's 25 stolen bags, 0 caught stealing. 1-0 in the dirt with the slider at 69. Way outside, and Quinn will head to second. The Chill leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Tyler Kennedy trying to regain some control. He's got some nice pitches. Terrific slider. Just a matter of locating it right now. Well, ongoing mound meeting, I guess maybe a shoe check more so from Kennedy. Talking with his catcher, Isaiah Martin. After over a month of regular season play, it all comes down to these best of one winner-take-all playoff games. A lot of pressure on these batters, but even more on their pitchers. It's like every game's a Game 7. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Connor Freeze jogs over to first. And now it's a Daniel Baptista due up for the Chill in the 8th spot. And Daniel hitting .273 on the year. Fouls back the first pitch. 69-mile-an-hour slider from Kennedy. Amari Quinn led off the inning with a base hit. He's at second. Connor Freeze just drew a walk. He's at first. 0-1 pitch. Low, ball 1. Freeze with 5 RBIs on the year. A chance to add to it. 1-1 on the ground to short. Korselman goes to third, and they make the play and get the lead runner. So still runners at first and second. Amari Quinn retired at third. Connor Freeze at second. Baptista now at first. And here's Indio Pavio Picot, the shortstop. First pitch fouled. It's going to be interesting to monitor how much rope Tyler Kennedy has for the chill, because there's definitely some other pitching options available for the 5 seed. 0-1, skied in the air out to right field. Long run for Londeros. It bounces in front of him. Still stays 0-2. Available today for the Haymakers, Connor Crawford, 14 1/3 innings, 1.26 ERA, just 2 earned runs on the season. And you got to think that this game gets out of hand. Obviously, you don't want to use your best guy unless you have to, but you got to make sure you're getting to the second round of this playoffs. Another foul ball. Oh, 0-2 pitch to Pavio Picot. Line drive into left field, fouled. And by almost a foot. Pavio Picot misses out on 2 RBIs. 85 off the bat. Looked like that one was destined to get into the corner. Two on, 1 out for Tyler Kennedy. He has Indio Pavio Picot in an 0-2 hole. Kennedy delivers. 1-2. Just low with the slider. 2-2 now. And the runners are on the move. That ball gets away. So 2 in scores position for Pavio Picot, putting together an impressive at-bat. Was down 0-2, fouled away a pair of pitches. Now has taken 3, and the payoff pitch is on the way from Tyler Kennedy. Broken bat to short. Korselman to first in time, but a run scores. So an RBI ground out for Indio Pavio Picot. It was a great pitch from Tyler Kennedy inside. Broke Indio's bat. But Pavio Picot will pick up an RBI. It's a 3-0 game. Connor Freeze, the one who touches home for the chill. And for the chill, batting in the 10 spot, it's Cameron Buck, the second baseman. Takes the first pitch for a strike. We've seen all the other games have only 9 in the lineup. Maybe a bit of an exception for the chill, I guess. But Buck is a nice guy to have at the bottom of the order, hitting 286. Gets aboard at a 342 clip. And has played in the most games for anyone on the chill at 16 of their 18. Now 17 of 19 with his appearance in the playoffs today. Here's the 1-1. Outside with the slider, 2-1. Connor Freeze at third, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. The Chill hold a 3-run lead in the first round of the playoffs. Buck a chance to add on. Got him. Buck goes down swinging. Tyler Kennedy picks up his 3rd strikeout of the day. But the Chill get another run across. They lead 3-0. Haymakers coming up, top of 3. All right, I'm ready. John Guerrero leading things off for the number 5 seed Haymakers. It's the first round of the PSCL tournament between the number 4 seed Chill and the number 5 seed Haymakers. I'm Vince Hesbrook. Glad to have you with us. 8 teams make the playoffs. They're all do or die, winner take all games. So after an 18-game regular season, a lot of pressure on these guys to keep their season alive. Gail Martinez deals the first pitch for a ball to Guerrero. Guerrero squared up a fastball last time up, but lined it directly at Noah McCarty, the first baseman for the Chill. And now he takes a strike, 1-1, 82 up and in. And we talk about when it comes to an 18-game regular season, they pack a lot of games into a small amount of time. Bounces in 2-1. So for a lot of these hitters, some small-ish sample sizes means we get to see some pretty crazy stats, particularly at the start of the season. 2-1 pitch, swing and a foul. And that kind of puts some pressure on your batters to try and deliver, because one big outing can raise your OPS and your average way high, but one bad one can drop it down a fair amount. But that pressure is amplified when you're a pitcher, because you only get, I mean, for Gail Martinez, he's been in as many games as anyone. This is game number 8 for him. Skied in the air, out to short. Cameron Buck looking for it. He's got it for out number 1. Looked like he wasn't fully sure, but a nice recovery. So now for these pitchers, as they try and build their statistical profile, get some extra reps, come in feeling good as they head into their next college season. It's important to take advantage of every opportunity. When you're a pitcher, those opportunities obviously are a little bit less, making games like this all the more important for players like Gail Martinez. Ball went to Miles Washington. He drew a walk last time up. He's one of the stars for the Haymakers offense. And Washington ahead 2-0. So when you combine the small sample size, winner-take-all game, playoff pitcher for Gail Martinez, lots of face for him, but he's been composed so far. He got the first 2 out in the first, but 2 walks and a hit meant the bases were loaded. Isaiah Martin flew out. 3-1 to Washington. And in the second, just 1 2-out walk to Andre Londeros. Miles Washington in the hitter's count. Big swing and a miss. Washington doesn't have a homer yet on the year. Wanted one there, and he takes called strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Gale Martinez. Up comes Gino Bianco hitting in the cleanup spot. 2 outs, nobody on, top of 3 for the Haymakers. Only 1 hit so far for the Haymakers. That hit belongs to Bianco, the third baseman. First pitch from Martinez. Up the middle. Oh, it knocks off the glove of Martinez. Slides over to get it to first. Oh, he got him! No glove, no problem for Gale Martinez. He knocked it down, ran over, and a sliding play to rob Gino Bianco of a hit. An amazing highlight from the star pitcher for the Chill. All right, I'm ready. The number 4 seed Chill lead the 5 seed Haymakers by a score of 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. Vince Hesbrook, glad you're with us. It's the top of the order for the Chill. Cameron Washington leading things off. Washington takes a ball from Tyler Kennedy out for his third inning. Cam led off this game with a base hit, came around to score. And he's ahead 2-0. Takes a strike, 70-mile-an-hour slider at the bottom of the zone. Cam obviously has a hit today, 1 of 3 for the Chill, but he's also had a heck of a highlight to rob Philip Swinford of a hit in the second. And now Washington pulls it into right field for a base hit. Cam's 2 for 2 on the day, and he's the leadoff runner for the second time today. Now here's Matt Rodania. 2 all-stars at the top of the order for the Chill, Cam Washington and Matt Rodania. Rodania hacks it to short. Might be a double play. 1, Corselman to first. It bounces away. Matt Rodania makes the turn, but will head back to first. So no error as that one stays in play. And now up comes maybe the best bat in the entire PSCL, Shane Flynn. He leads the league in OPS. .467 average, .610 on base percentage. First pitch to Shane, bounces in for a ball. Shane Flynn's had 30 at-bats, 14 hits, also some extra base prowess. 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer. And so in winner-take-all playoff games, when you just need your stars to deliver and do enough to win the matchup in front of you, having that top of the order for the Chill, that is a dangerous weapon. 2-0. Now. What's funny is when you sort the PSCL, all the players by OPS, Shane Flynn is in a complete tie with the catcher for the Lumberjacks, Dylan Garcia. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Shane Flynn's aboard. Noah McCarty now, the cleanup hitter. 2 men on, 1 out. McCarty struck out in the first. Lefty hitting .375. First pitch from Kennedy. Low, ball 1. Pitching has been the strength for this Haymakers team. But they are hoping for some length from Tyler Kennedy. 1-0, 1-1. Straight up the middle, back to Kennedy. Goes to second, the throw gets away. Matt Rodania will come around to score. Runners at the corners. It is a 4-0 game, still 1 out as Noah McCarty reaches on the E1. And it kind of felt like Kennedy missed communication with his second baseman, Philip Swinford. Threw to where Swinford was, not where he was going to be. Philip on the move to second to get the force. So could have been an inning-ending double play. Instead of run scores. Clark Eamon, the draftee from the Bootleggers, up with the runners at the corners. And he drives this one through for a base hit. Shane Flynn will score. McCarty stops at second, and the ball gets away in right field. Miles Washington couldn't handle it. Shane Flynn on his way home. He will score. 6-0 Chill. It'll go down as a single for Clark Eamon, and E9 puts him all the way at third with still 1 out. And for the Chill, when it comes to the playoffs, we've seen some crazy comebacks across the league in the regular season, and Quinn just wants to keep on adding on and gain separation. A lot of room up the middle. First pitch bounces away. Here comes Eamon coming home. He is safe. And the Chill leads 7-0. The bases are cleared with 1 out. And for the Chill, this first 3-inning stretch could not have gone any better. Gail Martinez delivering 3 scoreless innings, and now the Haymakers having some problems on offense and defense. 1-1. 1 hit for the Haymakers offense. They got 2 errors. Strike on the inside, 1-2. Tyler Kennedy on the mound for the Haymakers, now trying to limit the damage. Ripped into right field, right at Miles Washington for the 2nd out. Hit at 89 miles an hour off the bat. 2 outs, bases empty for Connor Freeze. He drew a walk his last time up and scored a run. That was the third run the Chill scored today. Wave and a miss from Freeze. And ripped. Fair ball. It's fair down the left field line. Freeze on his way to second. It's into the corner. And he will stop at second for a 2-out double. And the Chill just keep on landing body blows against the Haymakers. 2 outs, runner in scorer's position for Daniel Baptista. Baptista, the 8th hitter for the Chill to have an at-bat this inning. Slow roller to first. Might be a tough play. Swinford in time to end the inning. But what an inning it was for the Chill. They bring 8 to the plate. They score 4 runs. It is a 7-0 game in the first round of the... Yep. 4th inning of work for the Chill's star ace, Gale Martinez. He's gotten through 3 innings clean. Tyler Crawford leading off for the Haymakers. It's a do-or-die playoff game between the 5-seed Haymakers and the 4-seed Chill, and it has been all Chill so far. 7-0 the score. The Chill have scored in all 3 innings, a 4 spot in the bottom of 3. First pitch to Kennedy, or Crawford, a called strike. Count even at 1. Fastball up and away. Crawford drew a walk last time up. That loaded the bases for Isaiah Martin. That was the big threat for the Haymakers in this game. 1-1 just off the plate. 2-1. This has got to be a fun experience for Tyler Crawford. Current score notwithstanding. Swing and a foul. 2-2. Crawford's a pitcher for the Power. He pitched yesterday against the PSCL All-Stars, had a clean inning. But now the chance to play with his brother, get some batting practice as well. Just a chance to play more baseball. 2-2, bounces in, 3-2. Well, we've seen some crazy comebacks across the PSCL, and the Haymakers learned that the hard way in their last regular season game. They were beating the number 1 seed Lumberjacks 6-0 in the last game of the regular season. Then the Lumberjacks had 12 straight reach safely for an 11-run inning. Tyler Crawford draws a walk to lead things off. So if you're going to have a comeback, just getting that leadoff walk, get some traffic on the base paths. It's a 7-inning game, so 12 outs for the Haymakers to work with. Isaiah Martin's 0 for 1, flew out to right in the first. He's the man who came up with the bases loaded. That was a key moment in this game. Ooh, first pitch. Up and in with the slider. And ripped into left field, down for a base hit. Cut off well by Rodani out in left. That will hold Martin to a single, but 2 on, nobody out for the Haymakers. Brock Worthgen, the right fielder, now coming up. He's 0 for 1, grounded to short in the second inning to lead it off. It's been mostly clean for Gail Martinez, but he has had to dance away from a little bit of trouble. 2-out walk from Londros, and like we mentioned, perhaps ad nauseum, bases loaded in the first. But this is the biggest jam so far. Worthgen in the dirt, runners stay put. Nice stop by Shane Flynn. No pitch. In there for a called strike. 82 placed nicely at the bottom of the zone. Another game going on at the backfield. The turf field, you might be able to see it out in right field. And the North Stars, the 3 seed, lead the 6 seed Grizzlies 6-1 in the bottom of the second. Skied foul 1-2. And the North Stars took a 6-1 lead, compliments of a grand slam to break the game open. And we forgot to mention that the North Stars immediately went back-to-back to make it 7-1. One-two to Worthgen. 2-2. And we have another score update for that game. It's the top of the fifth. The North Stars now lead at 10-1. The first 2 games were definitely competitive in the PSCL. The Bombers were unable to mount a comeback against the Blue Sox. 3-2. Oh, and an easy pickoff. Inexcusable from Isaiah Martin, caught way off the bag, and Shane Flynn got him easy. And Martin kind of conceding defeat with that back pick. No slide back into first, just acceptance. Now 2-2, still a runner in scores position. Martinez delivers. High fly ball out to center. Cameron Washington on the move. It drops in front of Clark Eamon in right field. Washington scoops it up, throws it to the infield, but not before a run scores for the Haymakers. RBI double for Brock Worthgen. It's a 7-1 game. Probably not what Haymakers fans want to hear, but now that pickoff becomes even more important for Gail Martinez. But for the Haymakers, they got to run. Another man in scores possession. Just got to keep the line moving. Philip Swinford seemed like he was going to get a base hit in the second inning. Lined it straight up the middle, but Cameron Washington had a great jump on it and dove in to make the play. Another chance for Swinford with a man in scoring position. Opened up with the slider directly down the middle at 70. Still just 1 out in the inning. Hit high in the air. Out to right field. Washington, the center fielder, comes on for the second out. So Swinford's hit it well twice, and both times Cameron Washington, the speedy center fielder, has made the play. Andre Landeros, the 9-hitter, the first baseman, drew a walk in the second inning. This is his second at-bat. Or second plate appearance, rather. First pitch, called strike down the middle with the slider. Martinez is challenging these guys. A lot of break on that pitch. Jacob Korselman on deck as the leadoff hitter. 0-1 in the dirt. Worthkin stays put. Haymakers started the inning with a walk and a hit. Great play from Shane Flynn, picked off Isaiah Martin. Brock Worthkin doubled. And after a flyout from Philip Swinford, it's a runner at second with 2 outs. Looped in the air, falling quickly. Long run for Eamon. It falls in for a base hit. Worthkin will score. It's 7-2 now. RBI single for Andre Landeros. More importantly, he gives Jacob Korselman a chance with a man on. Korselman's 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded to the pitcher in the second, struck out in the first. Here's the first pitch. Bounces in. Martinez has had trouble locating that slider. It seems to be his primary pitch at a lot of points this inning. And then right down the middle for a strike. There was the fastball from Gail Martinez, 83 miles an hour, low and away. And a slider up high makes it 3-1 for Jacob Korselman. Korselman's got 12 hits on the day, 1 double, 1 homer. 10 RBIs, leads the team. Here's the 3-1. Pop-up. Ooh, Korselman throws his bat. Pavio Picot ends the inning. So the Haymakers miss out on a few opportunities, but they still get 2 across, trying to keep pace with the chill. 7-2 the score. Indio Pavio Picot leading things off at the bottom of the 4th. Indio Pavio Picot, the shortstop for the Chill, leads things off in the bottom of the fourth. Vince Hespert, glad to have you with us on your Sunday afternoon. The number 4 seed Chill lead the number 5 seed Haymakers by a score of 7-2. The first pitch from Tyler Kennedy, the starting pitcher for the Haymakers, still out there for his fourth inning of work. That's inside for a ball, or a strike, pardon me. And roped into the gap in left field. This will get down for a base hit. Pavio Picot on his way to second, and he will stay there for a leadoff double. Pavio Picot had an RBI ground out in the second. Now here he is leading off the fourth, trying to get a run. And it'll be Cameron Buck for the Chill, hitting in the 10 spot. Buck is 0 for 1, struck out in the second. And a runner was left stranded at third. First pitch from Kennedy. Looped in the air into right field. Washington coming in to make the play. That's why you always back up your infielders. Philip Swinford did not seem comfortable, the second baseman. Probably was closer to him than Washington, but kind of had his hands in the air, wasn't sure where it was. His teammates got his back to get a key first out. And the lineup turns over for Cameron Washington. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Pair of singles, pair of runs. High drive out to deep right field. Washington, a few steps back for the second out. Now it's Matt Rodania with 2 outs and a runner in scorer's position. Indio Pavio Picot hit a leadoff double, but a pair of F9s, maybe that one more an L9 from Cameron Washington. But both retired by Miles Washington, and there's 2 down with a runner in scorer's position for Rodania. First pitch from Kennedy. Lifted in the air, this time out to left. Guerrero gets the third out. So Pavio Picot, leadoff runner in scorer's position, but 10, 1, and 2 all fly out to the... John Guerrero leading things off for the Haymakers. They were down 7-0 going into the top of 4, but the Haymakers scored 2. And they held off the Chill offense after a leadoff double, so now it's a 7-2 game in the top of 5. Guerrero, wave, and a miss. First pitch from Gale Martinez. Guerrero 0 for 2 on the day. Hit it hard on the barrel in the first, but right at the first baseman, Noah McCarty. Bouncer up the middle. And Indio Pavio Piquant with a heck of a highlight, stretching way out to get a glove on that bouncer up the middle, and then to first with his momentum going the other way. Miles Washington now. He drew a walk in the first, struck out looking in the third, has had a lot of great defensive plays in this game. Tried to check his swing, takes a strike. And a foul ball puts Washington behind 0-2 to Martinez. Now Martinez has had a clean showing for the most part, the 2 runs last inning notwithstanding. He's kept this game in check, and he hit him. Miles Washington was down 0-2, gets hit in the leg, and he will head to first with 1 out. Now it's Gino Bianco. 1 for 2 on the day, should maybe be 2 for 2. He was victimized on an incredible highlight from Gail Martinez in the third. It hit off of Martinez's glove, and it knocked his glove up, and Martinez tracked it down and turned and threw to first. Bouncer over to third. Charging in is Freeze to second. They get the leadoff runner. And that's 2 outs in the inning. Now it's Tyler Crawford's turn to bat. He has reached safely twice with a pair of walks. Scored a run last inning as well after leading off the inning with a walk. First pitch, slider, up and away. Two-0 now. That just got the outside for a strike. 2-1 to Tyler Crawford. Three-1 now. Runner goes to second. The tag is in time. They got him, and the inning is over. Gino Bianco tried to swipe second, but Shane Flynn uncorked a seed, and Bianco is out on his way to scorer's position. A clean inning for Gail Martinez after a 1-out hit. The number 4 seed Chill lead the 5 seed Haymakers by a score of 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Tyler Kennedy still on the hill for the Haymakers. He's battled throughout this game, just pitched his best innings so far, despite allowing a leadoff double to Indio Pavio Picotte, 3 straight flyouts, and Flynn with a slider low. Flynn has reached safely twice and drives this one deep into left field. Guerrero reaches up and makes the catch. Guerrero's first step was in, but 99 off the bat. Had to quickly adjust and get back, but he reached up just in time to make the play. And now it's Noah McCarty for the Chill. McCarty struck out and reached on an E1 in the third. That was one of the key sequences in this game. Swing and a miss, slider low. With the bases loaded, McCarty grounded it right back to Kennedy, but Kennedy missed his throw to second trying to turn the double play. And that allowed 2 runs to score, and the inning continued, 1-1. Now 1-2 to Noah. The Chill hit .304 as a team, .433 on base percentage. Ripped foul down the right field line. We have another game going on at the turf field. 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2. 10-1, North Stars lead over the Grizzlies in the top of 5's last update. And another foul. High in the air, out to center field. Tyler Crawford camped under it for the second out. Now it's the new member of the team, Clark Eamon from the Bootleggers. 9 teams in the PSCL, 8 make the playoffs. The team that missed, the Bootleggers, had their team evenly distributed among the rest of the teams in the playoffs. And Eamon had a single, scored a run. That was his last time up in the third. Swinging a foul, 1-1. Takes inside, 2-1. The Chill are the 4 seed, near the middle of the PSCL, but this team could, that'll be a fun matchup if it's the Chill who winds up playing the Lumberjacks tomorrow. 3-1 to Eamon. And it's a 5-pitch walk. With 2 outs, Clark Eamon gets aboard. A runner has reached safely in every inning for the Chill so far today. And it's Amari Quinn with a man on. Quinn has hit it hard twice. A single in the second got him a base hit. And in the third, an absolute rope, but right at Miles Washington. Check over at first, back in time. And fouled back, 0-1. We've got 2 games tomorrow, one at 8:30 on the turf field, one here at the stadium. Oh, 1, nice pitch, called a strike right at the bottom corner. And July 7th, the championship game here in the stadium, a 9-inning game. They're playing the whole thing. Everybody can empty the chamber with their pitching crew. 0-2 to Quinn. Launched into left field, drops in for a base hit. Quinn gets his second hit of the day. Eamon advances to second, runner in scores position for Connor Freeze. And Freeze has reached safely both times up. Singled in the third, walked to lead off the second, scored a run. 7-2 Chill. They've scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 4 in the third. First pitch from Kennedy. Skied in the air. Who wants it? It'll be the left fielder, Guerrero, who will ease up for Tyler Crawford. And the inning is over. 6 outs left for the Haymakers. They're going to need to get at least 5 runs if they want to keep their season alive. 2 innings. Tyler Crawford leading things off for the Haymakers. He was up with a man on last inning, but Gino Bianco was caught stealing, and now Crawford sees another opportunity against Gale Martinez. Martinez has pitched 5, allowed 2 runs. First pitch skied in the air out to left field. Indio Pavio Picot retires Crawford for the first time today. So Gale has officially gone 5 innings. He's in line for the win, but he still has to put the final touches on what has been a solid game. Isaiah Martin due up next for the Haymakers. He had a base hit last time up in the 4th, stole a base and scored a run, one of 2 runs that the Haymakers have scored. First pitch to Martin. Outside, gets the call. That was off the plate. But that slider's got a lot of late break to it. Can make it tricky to judge. Fastball. That one clips the zone. 0-2. 83 might be the fastest Gale has given us so far today. It's been the fastball and the slider, and it has worked for the most part against the Haymakers. And right as I say, 83 was the fastest. 84 up high for a ball. And it's, still 2-2. Looked like for a moment that Martin was going to get rung up, but the at-bat continues. It's 2-2. We got you an update on the backfield, 13-1 in the bottom of 6. 3-2. Another fun story, Ryko Hamilton for the North Stars, his first base hit of the year. Everyone's here to get experience at their own levels, and it's good to see everybody having success. Payoff pitch fouled. We've seen Bo Kerr, the star closer for the Lumberjacks, get a lot of at-bats this year. He's an all-star closer and still does not have a hit on the year, but he gets aboard around a 400 clip because he's got such a great eye and he gets hit by a lot of pitches. Payoff pitch with 1 out. It's low and it's a walk. Isaiah Martin aboard with 1 out, and the Haymakers are going to mount a comeback. This might have to be the opportunity they seize. Brock Worthkin had a double last time up in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. And since Isaiah Martin is the catcher, he will get a courtesy runner. It's Connor Crawford. First pitch to Worthkin, down low for a strike. And we were wondering if we were going to see Connor Crawford at some point in this game as a pitcher, considering he is one of the best in the league. 0-2. But the Haymakers have stuck with Tyler Kennedy, and he's delivered the last 2 innings scoreless. But those first 3 were a bit of an adventure. Oh, 2. In the dirt with the slider. And we've been heaping praise on Shane Flynn all afternoon, but he really has done a marvelous job in every part of his role. As the 3-hitter in the lineup, he hit a single in the 1st. Came around to score the 2nd run of the game, walked in the 3rd, and a hard hit line out to left field, 99 off the bat last inning. 2-2, slider again outside. But as great as Shane Flynn is with the bat, coming into the playoffs with the league's overall lead with OPS, he might be just as good as a defensive catcher. And one of the key moments in this game is when Shane Flynn successfully backpicked Isaiah Martin. That came after the first 2 reached for the Haymakers in the 4th inning. 2-2. Called strike 3. Got him with the outside fastball at 82, and Worthkin goes down. 2 outs in the inning for Philip Swinford. Has hit it well twice, but both times Cameron Washington, the all-star center fielder for the Chill, has taken a hit away. Connor Crawford running for Isaiah Martin at first. Fly ball to right. Long run, little miscommunication, but Cameron Buck slides in to make the athletic putout. So Swinford goes down, another clean inning from Gail Martinez. The Chill lead by 5. They're Tyler Kennedy is still on the hill for the number 5 seed Haymakers. They have 3 outs to work with to score 5 runs against the Chill. But it's going to be up to Tyler Kennedy to keep the deficit at 5 as 8, 9, 10 is coming up in the Chill order. Daniel Baptista, a pair of ground outs for him. He'll be leading things off for the Chill. And this is a sneaky team that, if they're able to finish off this job, I think that they're going to have a fun matchup against the number 1 seeded Lumberjacks. Got a lot of talent at the top of the order, a lot of guys they can throw at the pitching depth that the Lumberjacks have. But in the meantime, they still have a game to win. Daniel Baptista will lead it off. First pitch from Kennedy, outside for a ball. Wave and a miss, 1-1. Now 2-1. 80 miles an hour low on that last fastball from Tyler Kennedy. Ooh, Kennedy working quickly. 2-1. Low and away, 3-1. We've seen Kennedy kind of have some fun with the pace. He's had some quick releases, even when there's nobody on. As a slider gets the call on the inside part of the plate. Baptista trying to reach safely for the first time today. Here's the payoff pitch. Ropes up the middle for a base hit. Baptista gets aboard, and it's now another inning for the Chill where a man has reached safely. They've done it every single inning. Baptista does it as the leadoff man. Speaking of leadoff hits, Indio Pavio Picot led off the 4th inning with a leadoff double. He was ultimately left stranded after 3 straight flyouts. But here he is coming up with a man on. Pitch from Kennedy. Swing and a miss. Great slider from Kennedy right at the bottom of the zone. Too close to take. And now the 0-1. Into left field, down for a base hit. Baptista stops at second, and 2 straight have reached. Pair of singles for Daniel Baptista and Indio Pavio Picot. And we have a bit of a correction. We mentioned before that the playoffs do not reseed. It turns out they do, so it will be the Blue Sox against the Lumberjacks tomorrow. That will be the matchup. And the winner of this game will now play the North Stars if they could hold on to their win. First pitch from Cameron Buck is fouled. According to Casey, 13-1, bottom of 6. That's the North Stars lead over the Grizzly. Buck pops one foul. Now, as an announcer, I'm supposed to be neutral, but I will say I have a little bit of a bias towards Cameron Buck. A lot of times, it's my job to input the stats or all the announcers' jobs. And sometimes, we miss a guy, comes in as a pinch-hitting opportunity, or maybe we put a ground out instead of a strikeout. So what I did is I gave my number to Cameron so he could kind of be his team's representative for the stat corrections. Runner on the move, 0-2. Dropped into right field and down for a base hit. Baptista will come around and score. It's an RBI single for Cameron Buck. And now it's the top of the Chill order for Cameron Washington, who's 2 for 3. But as I was saying, I get text from Cameron every once in a while when he wants me to change a few stat or a different member of his team. What I thought was always funny is whenever I make the correction, he'd say, "Thank you, sir," which is funny for a few reasons. The big one being that we screwed up. You're thanking us for fixing a mistake that we made, and he has to go through and remind us. But the other side of things is that I'm 22 years old, and I remember I saw that text once, and I had my Vote for Pedro t-shirt on, and I just had to reply and say, "Man, I'm barely older than you. You don't have to call me sir. I appreciate it." Timeout Washington. And Buck responded and said, "I'm sorry, sir. It's just my upbringing." So I guess Buck has been a consistent presence with a bat, and I'm guessing he's consistent as a human being as well. Cool guy. Throw over to first, and Buck is back safe. I'm kind of a sir guy as well. I like to lead off with that. And if they say, "Don't call me sir," it's at least established that, I went for it. And I guess I talked about that strategy. It worked on me. I'm realizing the other way. On the ground, foul. Washington down 0-1. First impressions are important. Better start up and go down rather than keeping it too casual and then go up. You don't want to be talking to like the Pope and say, "What up, dog?" and then go up from there. I'd rather start up high and then go low as they see fit. And I think we have a pinch runner coming in at first. Daniel Baptista is coming in to run. And who is that limping off? Is that Cam? Oh, man. So Cameron Buck dove back into first. He was safe on the pickoff try. But, yeah, came up limping, and now he will leave the diamond. Daniel Baptista will pinch run. Man. Well, just tough to see for anybody in the league. In the playoffs, every single coach wants to have their guys healthy. 0-1 pitch. Rocked into right field. It will drop in for a base hit. Washington couldn't read it, and it's an RBI as Indio Pavio Picot comes across to score. 3-hit game for Cameron Washington. The lead now 9-2. But obviously the coaches who are faced with the injured player want their guys to be healthy. But I think the opposing coaches also want the guys to be healthy. They don't want to win it with any asterisks. They want to win it with everybody healthy. And now we have a mound meeting. You wonder if this is the end of the road for Tyler Kennedy. There's nobody out. It's been 4 straight hits to start the inning for the Chill. They've scored 2 runs. And sure enough, well, we were wondering if we would see him today. It turns out the answer is yes, but maybe did not expect to see him with a 7-run deficit. It's Connor Crawford, the ace for the Haymakers. And obviously the plan must have been to try and get Kennedy through this game, and that way you could hypothetically throw the best pitcher in the league at whatever team you're up against next. But Tyler Kennedy was flummoxed by this Chill offense. They piled up 12 hits on the day. And on the other side of things, just not a lot of run support, only 2 runs for the Haymakers. And a quiet part of this game, the Chill, 0 errors overall. They made it easy for Gail Martinez, who was allowed just 2 runs through 6 innings. Crawford, a 1.26 ERA, has pitched 14 1/3 inning, making his 6th appearance of the year. And his brother, like we mentioned, Tyler Crawford, a pitcher for the Power. And something that we were talking about was Tyler Crawford obviously saving most of his powers for the Power. He pitched yesterday in the All-Star game. What we were wondering is that if hypothetically, if the Haymakers were in a championship game or even in the second round, could we see a Crawford pitching core for the Haymakers, and that would be more than enough to take down anybody in the league. You wonder if that was the plan. But unfortunately, not enough offense from the Haymakers, and the Chill have had a really strong offensive showing, and it's still going. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Matt Rodania. Rodania 0 for 3 on the day. And here's the first pitch, fouled back. Daniel Baptista running for Cameron Buck was off with the pitch. Kind of a bizarre spot for a steal, but these guys, they want to get those stats up as much as possible and make it easier for their guys to get RBIs. Team effort. Bouncer to short. Oh, and it's over the glove of Corselman. Coming around to score is Baptista, and the lead is extended. It's a tough play to make. It should go down as a base hit for Matt Rodania, an RBI. Just a tough one to make. A bouncer, but it was all the way outstretched for Jacob Corselman and still could not quite get a glove on it. And that's another earned run charged to Tyler Kennedy. Still nobody out. Oh, 1 pitch. Up high, throw down to second, and they will give the stolen base away. That's a Daniel Baptista running for Cameron Buck. It was cut off because when there's runners at the corners in the PSCL, when the throw goes down to second, a lot of times the runner from third's coming home. Shane Flynn is ahead 2-0. Had a single in the first, walked in the third. Takes a strike 2-1. And lined out in the fifth to left field in the hardest hit ball of the day, 99 off the bat, but right at John Guerrero. Wave and a miss, 2-2. Oh, called strike 3, way off the plate. But Crawford gets the call, 1 down in the inning. Oof. Well, the inning continues for Noah McCarty. He's 0 for 3, reached out an E1 in the third. First pitch of ball. One now. 79 with break. What are you calling that pitch, Leo? That is the slider at 79. Wave and a miss. Another filthy slider low. And you really can't blame the Haymakers for trying to keep Crawford for a second game. I mean, obviously, they say 1 game at a time, but your goal as a team is to win the championship whenever you go into a playoff scenario. 2-1, can't get the call up high. So if you exhaust all your pitchers and all your aces against the Chill, it's just you're asking a lot from your offense against one of the top teams in the league. Skied in the air, out to short. Corselman for out number 2. Clark Eman from the Bootleggers has had a strong first impression on his new Chill team. Has a hit and a walk today. Scored a run. Also decent defense in right field as well. On the ground to first. Race back to the bag. It's going to be close. And a terrific hustle effort from Clark Eman gets him a base hit and an RBI. Boy, that seemed like a very close play. A bit of a pause from Andre Landeros, the first baseman for the Haymakers. He was wondering if Crawford was maybe going to get there first to cover the bag. But Eman was not waiting for anyone to make a decision. And it's a 4-run inning. 11-2 is the score. Four runs have scored in the inning. They all belong to Tyler Kennedy. And he gave his team some length. 1-0. Just had the misfortune of taking on a Chill team that was really seeing the ball well. Of one of the better offensive performances of the year for this squad. And coming in the playoffs, no less. We've another look at first, and they got him. Now the Crawfords, they're the best in the biz when it comes to picking guys off. And Clark Eman legs out the base hit, but then is caught stealing to end the inning. The Haymakers led by Andre Londeros, the 9-hitter, will try and pile on 9 runs to keep their season alive in the... Okay, I'm ready. There are 3 outs left in the Haymakers season unless they can score 9 runs against Gale Martinez in the 4-seeded Trill. Andre Londeros set to lead things off as the 9-hitter. He's reached safely twice, walking a hit. And it's Gale Martinez on the hill for the Chill, trying to cap off a complete game. The first pitch in there for a strike, 70 with the slider, and that has been the go-to pitch for Martinez. Tried the slider low, couldn't get the call. Martinez with 4 strikeouts on the day, but really the soft contact has been what has been most successful for him. None of these Haymakers hitters could cleanly square up what he's got. Fouled back 1-2. The Haymakers did have a little bit of success in the 4th inning. The first 2 reached. But then maybe the play of the game, Shane Flynn with a back pick to get Isaiah Martin out. And that became especially important because the Haymakers had got 2 more hits in that inning. One-two pitch. Bouncer to second. 2 left for the Haymakers. And I believe we have a defensive substitution for the Chill at second. Cameron Buck was playing there for the most part today, but on a pickoff try, made it back to first safely, but came up limping, and he is out of this game. And now at second base is Luke McCarty. Lineup turns over for Jacob Korselman. Korselman 0 for 3 at the top of the order. 1-0. 2-0. And it's amazing how the ripple effects of that throw by Shane Flynn to pick off Isaiah Collins. 3-0 now to Korselman. And in a game where it's a 9-run game, you always think, all right, well, how much would have it really mattered? But you just kind of do the math in your head. Another run would score for the Haymakers, who would have had men on with 2 outs instead of an inning ended. It's a 4-pitch walk. Korselman gets aboard safely for the first time today. And then suddenly more pitches used by Martinez. Definitely a good chance Martinez just gets out of it, but the fact that you will just never know is what makes the sport so frustrating and so awesome at the same time. John Guerrero 0 for 3 on the day. Line out, pop out, ground out. High in the air, out to center field. Washington back at the track. It bounces off the base of the wall. Korselman on his way home. He will score, and it's a 3-11 game. RBI double for John Guerrero. 93 off the bat, dead ahead. And if Cameron Washington can't catch up to it, nobody in the league can. Miles Washington now has reached base safely twice. Walked in the first, struck out looking in the third, hit by a pitch in the fifth. And here's the first pitch. Outside for a ball. Now the 1-0. 2-0. Well, you got to think the Chill would love to ride Gale Martinez throughout the entirety of this game. Still just one man on, one out. A run has scored in the inning. Ooh, almost hit Washington again. This is now 7 straight balls from Gale Martinez. The velocity is still there, but the location, not as much. There's a called strike right down the middle at 81. These Haymakers players hoping this will not be their last at-bat of the year. Swing and a miss, 3-2. The Chills scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third. Bouncer foul. And in the bottom of the 6th, 4 more runs to really separate themselves from the Haymakers. Payoff pitch. Let's keep playing ball. The North Stars have officially won on the turf field. The winner of this game will play the North Stars, the 3 seed in the PSCL. High fly ball out to center. Washington back near the track for the second out. Runner tags up to third. And Gale Martinez, just told by my buddy Steven Buxton, now over 120 pitches for the day. Well, if you're playing in the PSCL as a pitcher, you're going to pitch, especially if you're good. It's just tough for a skipper when you're this close to the finish line. Gino Bianco with 2 outs. Man at third. Takes a strike. You got to think the Chill, if they figured if they were going to win this game, they'd probably see the Lumberjacks, but now with the reseeding, they're seeing the North Stars. Now with the Bombers were upset. 1-1. That was the big game today. Jimmy J.J. Johnson's Blue Sox getting it done against the 2-seed Bombers, who many considered to be the overall favorite, despite the Lumberjacks having the best record. But in one game, anything can happen. The Chill have rose to the occasion. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the Haymakers are down to their final strike. One, 2. 2-2 now, just off the plate. Final score in the North Stars game at 21-1. Second batter of the day got a hit for the Grizzlies. That was the last hit allowed. That team's got some great pitching. And I guess the offense was okay too. 2-2 pitch on the ground to third. Out of the air from Connor Freeze across to first, and the game is over. The number 4 seed Chill are moving on and will play the North Stars. 11-3 your final as the Haymakers season is over. The Chill got contributions all over the lineup, but Gail Martinez, a complete game, over 120 pitches. His team needed him. They went to their ace with the postseason underway, and he delivered and rightfully earns the win. On the other side of things, the big strategy for the Haymakers, they wanted to try and keep Connor Crawford, their big ace, available for a later game if possible, but Tyler Kennedy just not able to get through it. Charged 11 total runs, not all of them earned, thanks to 2 Haymakers errors. But overall, Kennedy just had the misfortune of taking on a really good Chill lineup. They got 14 hits, 11 runs, and that is your final from Palm Springs Stadium. Day 1 is in the books for the PSCL playoffs. We have 2 days left. Do we know the times yet for the games tomorrow? No. All right, well, we'll be on at some point tomorrow. You got to think that'll be on social media somewhere. Yeah. All right, well, I'm Vince Hesprick. Thank you so much for tuning in.